Hi Heather, welcome to your past life reading. I felt really guided today to use 3 decks. I'm using past life oracle cards. I'm using Archangel Gabriel and also the Gypsy oracle cards. I'm also using some bloodstone here, rhodonite for healing, rose quartz for love, some oil I anointed my third eye with. I have some smoky quartz here, amethyst, clear quartz, and this is a lava rock and it's the shape of a skull, and I like to have this on my table because it reminds me of tapping into the ancient knowledge and healing of past lives. And it also has to do, to me, it has to deal with the subconscious mind and seeing how to do soul retrieval. I have 2 candles here for spirit. I have a caramel swirl, blackberry pie, spice eggnog. It smells really good. And I have a success tart burning to bring success in this reading, to bring you what you need. I call in my guides and your guides and all beings alike to assist me with this reading, and that you get clear and accurate messages for you and the healing you need. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the cards. And I'm just going to be thinking of you and your soul and the past life that needs to come through. And thank you again for purchasing and using the coupon code, and also taking advantage of the daily deal. I love doing daily deals. I think it's a good way to show my appreciation. Okay. Now, Archangel Gabriel wanted to come in your reading today because he says you have healing to do in past lives. And they wanted to give you a message how to work through it in this life. So I will pull a card lastly from that deck. So let's go ahead and get started. First card that we have is Trust and Faith. So I feel like in this life, the big soul lesson you had was learning how to have trust in yourself and faith in the divine, faith in others, faith in yourself. I feel like in this past life you struggled with having direction, and I feel like it's tied in this life. My guides are showing me the number 3. So there could be 3 relationships that you really honestly trust with all your heart, that you have faith in, that you feel like divine has blessed you with in this life. But I also feel like these same 3 people that you trust in this life, you failed to trust them in the past life, is what they're telling me. So this is a soul cluster, is what they're telling me, a soul group that you have reincarnated with to learn the lessons again with them. I also feel like these are 3 people that are very close to you, so it could be a parent, a cousin, and possibly someone else closer to you. It could be a sibling or someone you have close relationship with, their sibling. I hope that makes sense to you. I'm sure you will know who I'm talking about. Mother. So again, we see that, like my guides were telling me, that your mother is one of these people. Part of this life, I feel like I'm seeing a lot of fighting. So I do feel like the family dynamic in this past life wasn't as stable as it is in this current life. I'm feeling like the mother energy in the past life, I'm feeling a lot of chest pains. And my guides were channeling through me before I started this reading that you possibly passed away from some heart issues. This could have been a heart attack, or it could have been a heartbreak. It could have been so many different things, but your soul will know once you listen to this reading what resonates. I also feel like in this life, you had a lot of responsibility that wasn't your own, and in this life, this is the reason why you had the trust issues with other people, possibly your mother in this past life. I also am picking up that you had a brother in this past life, and I do feel like you guys were close, but not. I'm seeing not your whole entire life. It was mainly infancy through adolescence is what I'm getting. I do feel like when you guys broke off, when you started your own lives, that is when it started to end, the close relationship. Knighthood. So I'm seeing the 1700s. That is just, usually I see dates, ranges a couple hundred years or a couple thousand years, but 1700 is what I'm getting from this past life. That is something that you need to know. I do feel like this is why there was a lot of fighting in your relationships in this past life, because there was so much stress on the outside of your guys' environment. There was a lot of struggle. There was a lot of, I'm seeing the words Great Depression. Now, this doesn't mean you lived in the Great Depression era, but this is like the atmosphere that you were living in. Asia. So this is where you lived in Asia. When I was picking up, I did feel that you had 3 other lives, and they were from Italy, Egypt, and I felt it was either India or Asia, but I didn't know for sure, but this clarifies it was Asia, because I did see you as a woman with long dark hair is what they were showing me over and over again. Orphan. So again, I feel like there was a lot of struggle in your family dynamic, and this made you at times feel like you were an orphan. You felt like your mother wasn't as supportive. The close relationships that you were supposed to have, you didn't have in this life. Your brother was mainly the primary healthy relationship you had until you decided to grow out of that relationship with him. I'm feeling like I need to pull 2 more cards from this deck. Egypt. So there is 2 lives. Again, I'm feeling a lot of chest pains. So to me, that's telling me that through these 2 lives, they're connected somehow with the chest cavity. This could be heartbreak and heart attack. One life, I feel like it was a heart attack. The other one, it was a heartbreak. This life in Asia, I feel like it was a heart attack. And this life, I feel like it was heartbreak in Egypt. So that is just another clarification that your guides are telling you that you have 2 lives, almost 3 lives, that might need healing. And this is why it came up. I feel like in this life in Egypt, there was more closeness in your community. I do feel like there was a lot of good connections, but I do feel like you did get your heart broke in this life. And I do feel like you struggled with love. And this could be a reason why I kept seeing a lot of green. I have a green candle behind this camera. And it's a very large candle, and I felt like you needed a lot of healing with the heart chakra. So with your healing, that will help. The Reiki healing, that will help a lot. And then imprisonment or slavery. So with this Egypt life, I do feel like you had a lot of feelings of heartbreak, like you were trapped, like you felt like you were a prisoner of love. You felt like you've done everything you could to get the love that you deserve, but you didn't get it in this life. So that is probably the reason why. I don't know what your exact circumstances are in this life, but I do feel like you have struggled with the heart chakra a little bit. Okay. Melancholy. Okay. So again, in this past life, you had a lot of sadness, depression, stagnant energy in the heart chakra. You had a lot of time to, what my guides are telling me, to feel the pit of despair, is what they're telling me. I'm sorry about my phone, but that is what they're telling me in this life. So again, the heart chakra is really needing healed, not only in the past lives, but this current life. Friend. I do feel like you had good friends in both lives. I feel like the first friend in this life over here in Asia was your brother. And the friend over here, I feel like it was a female. And that is very strange. They're showing me the word mother. So again, your mother has been with you in a lot of lives with you. And that is why you have a close connection with her now. The first life with her, there was struggle and there was lessons learned with trusting and learning to be your own caregiver. In this life, she was your friend. She was not your mother, she was your friend. And she was there to support you through the feelings of depression and heartbreak. Journey. So this is telling me right now that you have a lot of journeying to do with these past lives. Now, I don't want you to get caught up on these past lives to where you don't enjoy this life. But they're telling me that some healing work, some journaling work, and some contemplation or reflection will help you a lot with this current life. You have been through a lot on your soul journey. And if you feel like your spirituality is getting more and more important in this life, it's because of this reason right here. There has been 2 lives where spirituality has been important to you, but not as much as it is right now in this life. That is what they're telling me with this card. I'm also picking up, this is showing a male in the card, but I do feel like there is a particular person that is either in this current life now or will be coming into your life that is also connected to these lives. And that is why this journey card came up, because you're going to have a lot of spiritual journeys with this person. Foe. So we see, this is what they're telling me. You have felt betrayed in most of your lives, your past lives. So this is why you had these trust issues. This is why you had to work through the heartbreak and this learning to depend on yourself and your soul's journey. I also feel like, again, they're showing me a lot of a healing ability that you have working with the earth. And I feel like that is something that you can work on with these past lives, is going out in nature and taking nature walks, or sitting down at the park on a bench and really asking divine to heal layers and layers of your soul. And holding like either rose quartz are showing me, or bloodstone, or both when you're doing this. This is going to help you a lot. Okay. Agent or manager. Your work expands its reach as a partner with a professional who can help. Okay, so I'm stopping here a minute because I'm feeling like this male that I'm picking up on, he's going to have a good influence on you in the future, or if not already. when it comes to you with your spiritual journey. He's going to help you see how much strength and how much healing you can get from your spiritual acts that you do, whether it be prayer work, crystal work, working with nature, being out in nature, working on these past lives, or strengthening your connections in this life is what he's telling me. Archangel Gabriel. Okay, he wants me to pull 3 more cards. Writers group. Create or join a writers group to gain inspiration, friendship, and support. So I do feel like, now this doesn't mean you have to go out and do that, but I do feel like you have some good knowledge to give people through. They're telling me you could write yourself, and that would be helpful to help other people and yourself. But they're telling me that you could gain a lot of knowledge from reading other people's writing. This could be memoirs, or it could be autobiographies. It could be anything like that. But I do feel like this is going to help you with the healing process, with gaining different perspectives on connections with the spiritual life. So that is what Archangel Gabriel is telling me right now. Daily practice. The more you practice your new skill, the more comfortable and confident you become. So there is something that is going to be shifting with these past lives into this current life. And I hope you don't mind that I'm reading this life too. Now, your guides have guided me to do this, so there must be a reason. So I do feel like your past life soul connections are very, very strong in this life. There's something that you're going to discover, whether it be reading these books or writing for yourself, journaling, meditation, healing work through your own channel, that is going to strengthen your confidence, your self-esteem, and your I'm feeling like you'll get flashes like pictures. That is your clairvoyance wanting to open up. So to me, that might be something that this is the daily practice you're going to have to work on when it comes to your spirituality. Now, you don't have to be into clairvoyance if you don't want to be. It doesn't have to be like something you do for other people or do for yourself, but they're wanting you to visualize is what I'm hearing. Visualization is going to help you in your spiritual practice if you already don't do it. If you do it already, they want you to work on it even more, because there's something or a message for you, whether it be with these past lives or your current life connection. There's something coming about that is going to propel you in the right direction for positive change and transformation and healing is what they're telling me. Perfectionism. Polish your creative project is fine, but don't allow perfection fear to result in procrastination. So there's something, whether, okay, how are they wanting me to say this? Your past life, you did have perfectionism that hanged over your head. Now, whether it's in this life or not, it's still in your soul. They're telling me you don't have to have all the answers to get the healing and the love you deserve. So that is telling me right now that you had some fears with being perfect for a certain individual. This could be a love interest is what I'm hearing. So don't get hung up on that. That might be a soul block of yours in this life and your past lives. You don't have to be a certain way to get the love you deserve. You do not have to be perfect to get things done. You don't have to be perfect to write or paint or help someone else or heal or see your past lives. You don't have to know every single detail or be, perfect in that to understand that it has value in it. You have value in you, and that is what your guides are wanting me to tell you and convey to you. And they're telling me don't be so hard on yourself. They're telling me don't be so hard on yourself is what they just keep telling me. So there might be a connection to your two past lives and this life currently. They don't want you to be hard on yourself. We are here to learn. I even have things to work on. Everyone does. That is something that that is beautiful. That's something beautiful about lives, is no matter how long we're here or how much we know, there's always something new to discover, and we always have the chance to build ourselves up better, to help others, and to learn for ourselves. So I do hope this resonates. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. If you need any more insight on one or both of these lives, let me know, and I will definitely do another reading, or I will follow up questions if you have them. And for some reason I seen Akashic. So if you're interested in Akashic records, you know, do some of that, maybe some meditations on YouTube. I also do that as well, reading wise. But if you feel like there's something else floating out there, is what they're showing me, that there's a question about a particular aspect of one of these lives, like love, finances, negative habits, or, you know, the highlights, so to speak. You want to go in more in depth with one of those, just let me know and I will do that for free, because follow-ups are free. But anyways, I hope that you enjoy, and many blessings.